Bal Hanes Makir B'Niso. Very often, the person or persons who are experiencing a miracle are often the last ones to know about it. Shalom uvracha from Yerushalayim. I feel honored and delighted to address you on this auspicious occasion of Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel Independence Day. I believe that one of the spiritual pursuits appropriate for Yom HaAtzmaut is to delve into the depths of the miracles that our generation has experienced as we experience the Jewish presence here in the Holy Land. It's not merely another Jewish community. It's not merely the largest and most all-encompassing Jewish community in the entire world. It is the fulfillment of the prophecies that our nation has been studying and living by from time immemorial. It was a postulate known well to any and every Jew for the last 2,000 years that Am Yisrael, despite the long, difficult, and bitter exile, despite the Galut, will return to Eretz Yisrael. We prayed nationally, collectively, individually, billions and billions of prayers. And I'm not exaggerating. For the time that God will return to Zion, that our people will return to Zion, amongst the nations, there were those who were convinced that our nation and our people are in immediate emergency need of therapy. They erroneously thought that we were living in denial, unable to cope with the reality of having been forced to leave Israel, never to return. Yom HaAtzmaut, for me, is a day to study the prophecies, speaking of that which today we can clearly understand to be right in front of our eyes, if we but desire. Isaiah calls out to us. Yeshayahu said, Si'i saviv einayich uri'i, kulam nikbetzu ba'ulach. Raise up your eyes, look all around and see it. That's an unusual expression. What does it mean, Si'i saviv einayich uri'i? What's the difference between ri'i and Si'i saviv einayich and ri'i? The Jewish people are told by our prophet to raise their eyes and to see that they have all been gathered and they've come back to you. Take along your Tanakh and travel to the airport here in the Holy Land and see all of the planes landing and see all of the brothers and sisters, all of the sons and daughters returning from all over the world. You think that's just a coincidence? Or is that a coincidence? Is that an act of God? Do we see God in this? Or do we just think, well, it's another national celebration? Read Jeremiah 31, standing in the airport, as you see the planes landing. V'kibatztim miyarkitei aretz. I will gather them from the ends of the land, from the furthest points of the land. Kahal gadol yashuvu hena. A great congregation will return here. How many believing people have studied Yirmiyahu, have studied Yeshayahu, have studied Yechezkel, have studied the prophecies, and maybe not yet realize that right in front of their eyes it's being fulfilled? Read Isaiah's prophecy and read about how Yeshayahu prophesied. You know how long ago Isaiah lived? And he spoke about the day that the Jewish people will fly back to Israel. Chapter 60 of Isaiah, fly back to Israel. Do you understand what that means? And here we are, we're celebrating it right here. Like, look where we're standing in Yerushalayim. Most of the Jews that came back here, they all came back by flying. And he said the words, right? Mi-ele ka'av. Av with an ayin. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce an ayin the way maybe you're supposed to pronounce an ayin. Mi-ele ka'av ta'ufena. V'chayonim el arubothehem. They're going to fly back to Israel. Fly back to Israel. The Midrash comments that when Hagar and Yishmael, they were suffering from some form of dehydration, and they needed water desperately. So Hagar is crying, and there's no water to be found in that desert. Vayifkach Elokim et eineha vatere be'er mayim. God opened her eyes, and she saw the well. The rabbis say God didn't create a new well that wasn't there before. God opened her eyes, and she was able to see the well. The well is here. It's here. It's just beautiful. It's obvious. Millions of Jews coming back to Eretz Israel. Is it the full redemption? No, I don't think this is the full redemption. Is this Mashiach? This is not the full Mashiach. Mashiach is, way beyond this. But not to be able to see the God aspect, I believe, is missing the well which is right in front of our eyes. We're waiting for that great shofar to sound. We're waiting for the day, and that's what we've been praying for, where the Jews will be gathered from all over the world back to our land. It's not complete yet, and perhaps that's the reason why some people are not fully connected yet in some places to Yom HaAtzmaut. They want the full redemption. So does everyone. In Talmud Yerushalmi, Masechet Brachot, that the light of day is compared to the form of redemption. And those two great rabbis who are walking, and one says to the other at the crack of dawn, and says, do you see how it's getting light? He says, that's the way the redemption is going to take place. It's not going to happen all at once. You don't have the bright light of midday happening right at the crack of dawn. I think that part of Ein Baal Hanes Makir B'Niso maybe is a charge for each of us today to study in preparation for Yom HaAtzmaut the section in Tractate Sanhedrin which speaks about a certain point in history where perhaps Mashiach was right at hand. Maybe Mashiach was knocking at the door, the period of Chizkiyahu HaMelech, the period of Sanheriv. And the rabbis say that it was almost Mashiach, but what was missing was a certain form of recognition, a certain form of shirah. Maybe we have to sing songs of praise to God. Maybe there are some people who this Yom HaAtzmaut, I hope, from all the different parts of the world, will celebrate together. And as we celebrate the beginning steps of the redemption, we hope that as we have experienced the beginning of the fulfillment of these prophecies, so too, I hope on this Yom HaAtzmaut of this very year, may we all experience together the coming of Mashiach, where it will be clear to everyone, not only the Jewish people, but the entire world, that the redemption has taken place. I look forward to celebrating with you, with Mashiach, here in Yerushalayim. Shalom Uvracha.
Is the world turning against Israel? What's going on?
I don't know, but I can tell you that sometimes the darkest period of night is right before the morning. So, some people think that maybe midnight is the darkest point. It's not midnight, it's right before the crack of dawn. So I was trying to say that the rabbis compare the light of day to the redemption. And that's one of the reasons why we mention the return to Zion in the middle of the blessing that speaks about the luminaries, about the sun. So it could be that maybe using the same parallelism, maybe right before that great light, maybe there's a certain level of darkness. We hope that God will remove the darkness and everyone shall see the light of redemption today. Thank you. Shalom.
Zion Yerushalayim Leotam Hoshi Be'aratzenu